Hello, my dear friends. I'm your host, Samantha, and welcome to the Mooncast. How are you today? I hope you are well. Today's Mooncast is going to be something of a ramble, a recount of some personal experiences that I've had in the last few weeks. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, and I think I've come to a conclusion about the direction that I want to go. First and foremost, my goal, whether it's online or in my personal life, is to help people connect or reconnect with nature. I feel that a lot of the issues that we face today stem from this disconnect with nature. And I know I use that word a lot, nature. But it's the one word that I can find that sums up the movings of life accurately. Now, I have searched far and wide, high and low, for a specific path that I resonated with, that felt whole to me. And sadly, I've never been able to find one. I always end up in the end just resorting to my own path. And as far as presenting myself to you and to my followers online, I never wanted to pigeonhole myself into one, dare I say, aesthetic or group of people, because I believe that nature is for everyone. I believe that we all connect to nature differently and individually, but fundamentally we are seeking the same thing. It's no secret that I have a strong fondness for Norse mythology and literature. I'm a rune carver, after all. I use runes in my spell work, and they are something of a part of my life every day. But I never wanted to present myself as some kind of authority or member of any specific Norse pagan group. And the first reason for that is, well, Nazis. And I know that might sound silly, but a lot of the runes and the beliefs of the Norse pagans have been bastardized and co-opted and appropriated for a sham, for this political gain, and to say that one group of persons is better than another. And that is nothing that I believe. In fact, I reject it full-heartedly and publicly at times when the need arose. And I've looked into some of these Norse pagan groups. I've looked into things like Asatru, Vanatru, and the like, and I found that many of them are focused more so on recreating the past, which is fine. We need reconstruction, but they're also centered heavily on recreating what is perceived as a Viking culture. And let's be very clear, I would never want to go back in time and live during those times, let alone be a Viking that traveled far from home, never knowing if you would return, and all the things that go along with that sort of life. But as the old saying goes, I don't feel that we should throw the baby out with the bathwater. I feel connected to the sagas, the Eddas, the myths, the legends, the stories. All those things are very dear to me, and they speak to me on a spiritual level. So I found myself in something of a conundrum. I felt and feel a pull to integrate Norse paganism into my life, but not in the way that perhaps some Reconstructionist groups are doing. And yes, part of this pull comes from these beliefs being part of my ancestors' beliefs. And today I want to say that you can have deep roots without claiming your tree is the best. But having these connections to the past, as I've said in previous Mooncasts, can be very helpful in how we live our lives today, especially when we can understand the struggles and the celebrations that our ancestors faced, just like we do, even though they are slightly different. So I felt I had two options, which was to keep my presence online secular, or to be an example of taking something old and making it new so that it can fit in with our modern lives. I am not a Reconstructionist, nor do I want to be one. But I feel that the fundamentals of nature worship is universal for everyone. It's for everyone. Now, I've even had people who live in Scandinavia tell me that I could never truly understand the beliefs or the myths because I don't live there. I didn't grow up there. And I wasn't raised with them. But I'd like to believe that just maybe the gods followed my ancestors here to America in hopes that someone later down the line perhaps might give them a home here. After all, I believe that Midgard is for everyone. And the universe has the most auspicious timing. All of these thoughts came to me at a time when I would experience something in my life that would reinforce these thoughts. As many of you know, my lover and I ran away from home, metaphorically, and had an adventure a few hours from home. We had been waiting for 2 years to see the Norwegian folk band Vardruna, and we finally got our chance. And this was an incredible experience for the both of us. And while we were watching this show, completely in awe, tears in our eyes at times, we both felt a connection to something. During the show, Einar Selvik, the lead singer, explained that some things belong in the past, while some things need to be made new again. And he echoed the sentiment that these foundations of nature and life are universal amongst all of us. That is why, for people who, example, don't speak Norwegian or Old Norse for that matter, can listen to Vardruna's music and feel something from it. We are meant to evolve. Art is meant to evolve. Spirituality is meant to evolve. My path is not one that I had been taught by any person. The path that I am on comes from years of watching and observing nature, learning her cycles, seeing how the myths and legends play into those cycles with their stories, and how it echoes in our own lives. These themes truly are universal, and they are for everyone. And as Einar said in the show that we watched, this isn't about my culture is better than your culture bull, but about making something new from something old. And I know I'm probably going to get some hate for this, and that's okay. I know there are going to be people who tell me that I am wrong and that I don't know what I'm talking about, and so on and so forth. And that's also fine. But I feel that I need to be an example of a different way to understand these fundamental ideas of nature, the gods, their stories, and the runes. And especially without being fanatical about it. Because I find that the best form of spirituality is one that can be integrated easily in your life, sometimes without even trying. And as I've said, I've been very hesitant to really delve into these things for fear of being associated with certain groups, as well as, frankly, losing followers because of being associated with these groups or being pigeonholed into a certain group of people. But I feel, especially after this last weekend, that this is something that I need to do. So for everyone who follows me and listens to the Mooncast, I hope that you'll stay with me. And if my path is going in a direction that you don't want to go or don't resonate with, that's fine too. But I feel that being more transparent about my practices and beliefs is what I need to do right now. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. So if you've made it to the end of this, thanks for staying. And I suppose that is all I have to say about this today. If you like this video and are on YouTube, please feel free to like and share, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Mooncasts. I appreciate each and every one of you, truly, and thank you for coming with me on this journey. Until we meet again, my friends.